Namaste and welcome to Flutter Appwrite series. In this series, we are building a time tracking application from scratch using Flutter and Appwrite. In the last episode, we set up authentication state in our application. In this episode, we are going to learn to use authentication state to manage authentication and authenticated and public routes. We did a basic in the last episode where we set up a dashboard page, and whenever user is authenticated, we redirect user to dashboard page in the root route whenever the auth state changes to authenticated. However, we'd like to make a more proper approach to manage authenticated and public routes so that even in Flutter Web, where they can simply pass in the URL to change the route, we will redirect them back to proper routes based on the status of the authentication. Let us get started. Before we move on, don't forget to like, share and subscribe these videos so that others may benefit from it as well. In the last episode, we left our PR open, which already has a successful check. So let's merge our PR. Let's get back to our code and switch back to main branch again. Let's pull from latest changes. Once pulled, you can see the auth notifier has already been pulled. Let's create a new branch. Let's call it authenticated routes. Let's add fit, follow the convention. We have our new branch. Let's push it. Let me close this. And now let me open router. In Go router, there is another parameter called redirect. So here we have a parameter called redirect, which is a function that gives us context and state. And using this, we can redirect user whenever redirect returns null, the user will not be redirected. However, we can change that. Here we can get the location from current route location from state. Matched location. Now we'll check it. If location equals login / login or location equals sign up, if one of these, and if auth state.status equals to status.authenticated, then we return redirect to /dashboard. And we need to update this, so we can keep the root page as it is and then add a route called, let's just duplicate this. Here let's simply return home page as before and change this to dashboard, name dashboard, path dashboard, or here let's add a name, dashboard, and here let's use that. Dashboard.name and remove this. This should show dashboard. Next, in the redirect logic, let's also check if location equals dashboard and authstate.status is not equal to authenticated, then return to the root route. If people are trying to go to dashboard and they are not authenticated, then we should return back to home page. For now, let's comment this out to see how this works. First, let me hot restart. Now we are simply in home page because we changed our route to authenticated route to /dashboard. If we go to login, we can go to login as well. Let's add the first redirection. If we are authenticated and if one of the location is login or sign up, we redirect back to dashboard. So let's try to go to login. Sorry, we need to hot restart. And let's try to go to login. We are redirected to dashboard. We need to add the same logic for root route as well. If we are authenticated and location is root, we again need to redirect back to dashboard. Now if we hot restart, we should be redirected to dashboard immediately. Next, let me log out. So we are now on the home page. Let's not add this redirection logic. Let's set our initial route, initial location to dashboard. If I hot restart, we should go to dashboard. However, we are not authenticated, right? Let's change that. Let's comment this out and now hot restart. If we go to dashboard, we are already redirected back to our root route because we are not authenticated. Let's log in. Login. We should redirect back to the dashboard. Now, if we hot restart, we go to home page, but again redirect back to dashboard because we are already authenticated. Let us commit our changes. Authenticated routing. Let's sync. Let's get back to GitHub, to code, create a pull request, authenticated routing, create a pull request, and wait for the test to pass. This is all for today's episode. In this episode, we learned how to use the authentication state and then the redirect function provided by GoRouter in order to successfully manage authenticated and public routes so that users without credentials will not be able to access the protected routes. Thank you. See you again in the next episode.